Ever been stuck at a problem and thinking, that's it, I'm done, there's no way out? We've all been there, whether it's money stress, relationship drama, a dream that feels too big, or just trying to get through the week without burning out. Sometimes life feels impossible. But here's the truth that shook me: everything is figureoutable. And I mean everything. That's not just a catchy phrase, it's a mindset, a way of living that makes you unshakable. So grab this moment. Welcome to MindMuse Audio. Today we are diving into Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. Part 1: Where this idea comes from. Marie grew up with a mom who could fix literally anything: broken radios, leaky roofs, even ripped clothing. She didn't have Google, she didn't have YouTube tutorials. She just had the belief: if it can be done, I'll figure it out. That's where the phrase comes from, and it's more than duct tape and quick fixes. It's about building the kind of mindset that turns fear into curiosity and obstacles into puzzles. Pause and reflect. When was the last time you gave up before even trying? What if the only thing missing wasn't skill but belief? Part 2: The Power of Belief. Here's the thing: your brain listens to the instructions you give it. If you tell yourself, I can't, your brain will find proof. If you tell yourself, I'll figure it out, your brain will also find proof. Belief shapes action, action shapes reality. Think about it. Every single thing you know how to do: walking, driving, using a phone, even sending emojis. At one point, you didn't know how. But what? You figured it out. So, why do we forget that when it comes to our dreams? Ever felt like you're not qualified enough or ready enough? Yeah, me too. But here's a reframe: the people you admire weren't ready either, they just decided to try. Part 3: Fear disguised as excuses. This hit me hard. Marie says most of our excuses are just fear in disguise. I don't have time. I don't have the money. I don't know how. Sound familiar? But if something truly matters, you'll find a way. If it doesn't, you'll find an excuse. Pause here. Be honest with yourself. What's one dream you've been putting off? And what excuse have you been hiding behind? Let's sit with that. Because sometimes the hardest truth is that it's not life holding us back, it's us. Part 4: Progress over perfection. We live in a world obsessed with perfection: perfect Instagram feeds, perfect launches, perfect timing. But here's the secret: perfection is just procrastination dressed up in a fancy clothes. The real growth? It happens in messy, awkward, imperfect action, sending the email with typos, posting the video that isn't perfectly edited, having the conversation you don't have the perfect words for. Because clarity doesn't come from overthinking, it comes from doing. Ever noticed how the first pancake is always ugly, but you can't get to the good stack without flipping that first one? Part 5. Train your figureoutable muscle. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about training your brain to look for solutions instead of stopping at problems. Here's a trick Murray gives. Whenever you face something overwhelming, break it down with this question: what's the next smallest step? Not the whole plan, not the final vision, just the one tiny step you can take now. Because momentum is built step by step. And once you take one step, you start to believe the next is possible. So ask yourself, what's one ridiculously small action you can take today toward that thing you've been avoiding? Part 6. When things don't go to plan. Now here's where it gets real. Does everything is figureoutable mean life is perfect? No. Bad things still happen. Plans still fall apart. You'll still fail sometimes. But here's the reframe: failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every no gets you closer to yes. Every dead end teaches you something. Think back to a time you thought it was the end of the road, but later realized it was just a detour. What if your current struggle isn't a stop sign but a redirection? Pause. Let that sink in. Part 7. Living the figureoutable life. This is what's stuck with me most. When you adopt this belief that everything is figureoutable, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for the perfect time. You start trusting yourself. You start showing up differently, and life opens up in ways you couldn't imagine. It's not about control, it's about confidence. Confidence that no matter what happens, you'll find a way through. So here's the challenge. Next time you feel stuck, don't ask, can I? Ask, how can I? That tiny shift changes everything. So, here's the takeaway from everything is figureoutable. You're stronger and more resourceful than you think. Problems aren't dead ends, they're invitations. The question is, will you step up to figure it out? Let me know what hit you the hardest in the comments. Send this to someone who's stuck in their excuses. Thanks for listening to MindMuse audio. If this gave you something to reflect on, like, share, and subscribe. And come back when you need a reset.